The Kremlin has admitted that errors have been made during the mobilization of reservists for Russia's military action in Ukraine. This comes after a string of complaints, including allegations of racism against the draft process. On Monday, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov admitted that there were cases where the mobilization decree had been violated. He said regional governors were working to correct the errors. Russia has seen massive anti-mobilization protests ever since the military draft was announced on the 21st of September by President Vladimir Putin. This is Russia's first mobilization since World War II. Moscow said it seeks to add at least 300,000 men to its forces fighting in Ukraine. Russians have been fleeing the country via land borders with Finland, Georgia, Mongolia and Kazakhstan. Flights have been sold out for several days now since the draft announcement. Tearful goodbyes have been seen across the country after men began receiving their summons, but anger is rising against the conscription orders. Russia's military mobilization was supposed to draft only those with special military skills or combat experience. Conscription was only supposed to be for men up to the age of 35, and that too only those without young children. However, multiple reports have documented how people with no military service or older men with children have been issued draft notices. The Kremlin and senior lawmakers have admitted to issues with the summons. The chairperson of Russia's parliament's upper house, Valentina Matviyenko, acknowledged that excesses had stoked public anger. She blamed the conscription mishaps on regional governors and said that protests against the draft were in fact justified. The Speaker of Russian Parliament's lower house, Volodin, also acknowledged these concerns, saying that complaints were being received and it was necessary to correct these mistakes. Both lawmakers are considered to be Putin loyalists. Russian media too has expressed concern over the implementation of the draft. The editor of the state-run RT news channel, Margarita Simonan, expressed her anger on Saturday. She spoke of summons going to 40-year-olds despite them being above the draft age limit. The botched militarization is reportedly the reason behind Russia replacing General Dmitry Bulgakov, who was the deputy minister in charge of logistics. Another reason for the anti-mobilization protests is perceived racism. Russia is a multi-ethnic country with numerous minorities. Locals from regions that house ethnic minorities say they are being called up in disproportionate numbers. At least 100 people were detained for protesting in the capital of Dagestan, which is a Muslim-majority region located on the shores of the Caspian Sea in the North Caucasus. Another region where minorities say they're being disproportionately mobilized is Crimea, the region that Russia annexed from Ukraine in 2014 is home to Crimean Tatars. The largely Muslim Crimean Tatars make up about 13% of Crimea's population. A third region where minorities are furious at the draft is Buryatia. Buryatia is a mostly rural region on the southern shore of Lake Baikal. Ethnic Buryats are mostly Buddhist and closely related to Mongolians.
People are asking what to do, how to avoid mobilization, what basis there is to do that, how to leave for Mongolia. They're telling us their stories of how they call up pensioners, how they call up students, how they call up people with disabilities, fathers of many children and the dead. It's an endless story.
Putin is seeing reverses on the field after Ukraine's counter-offensive in recent weeks. His attempts to bolster troop numbers is facing a backlash from Russians. Russia's minorities are hitting out at what they see as racist recruitment. The world has been urging Putin to end the invasion. Now that Russian citizens are resisting too, Putin's next moves may in fact be limited.